Hi, today I'll show you how to turn a real Excel file into a fully working web application in one click. We'll use a real inventory file with multiple sheets, formulas, summaries, charts. So we have our products, our suppliers, in and out movements, and a dashboard containing some KPIs and a chart. And we'll automatically transform it into this ready-to-use application. It's responsive, multi-user, you can customize it very easily using AI prompts, so your team can safely manage inventory through a real web interface instead of editing spreadsheets manually. We'll use AppifyText.ai. It's an AI platform that can generate web applications from plain English descriptions, and now also directly from Excel files. If this is your first time here, my name is Eugenio. I teach databases and data science in college, and beyond academia, I've been working for more than 20 years developing no-code platforms. I'm the founder of DaDaBIK and AppifyText.ai. Okay, let's start. Visit AppifyText.ai. You don't have to download anything. If you already have an account, just click on Login. Otherwise, click on Register. The registration is free, no credit card needed, just an email and a password. So continue with the registration. I already have an account, so I can just log in. Alright, I'm now logged in. This is the homepage of AppifyText. We can give a name to our app and describe the application. But this time we'll just use an Excel file. This is the Excel file we are going to use. For convenience, I'm showing it using Google Sheet, but it's a standard Excel file. Let's imagine this is the spreadsheet that is used by a company selling office products. So we have our products sheet with our product catalog, with SKU, name, description, category, cost, price plus tax, position in our warehouse, quantity stock, quantity reorder. As you can see, the file is not perfectly structured. For example, here we have an heading interrupting the data, basically. Here we have lookup table categories inside the same sheet. We have comments at the top, the bottom, but still AppifyText will be able to interpret this correctly. Then we have the suppliers sheet, and here the movements one with date for each movement in and out. We have the related product, date, type of movement, quantity, and in case of in movement, also the supplier. Finally, we have a dashboard with some KPI, for example, number of sales, total revenue, top selling product, and a chart with the revenue we generated for each product category. This part is even more interesting because some of the values are generated through Excel formulas. Some others are just manually written into the cells. For example, this one, top selling products. So it's a typical Excel file. Okay, now let's go back to AppifyText.ai. We'll give a name to our application. For example, inventory management app. We don't need a description. We just pick the file. Okay, this is our file, and then I click create this app. The system is going to design, develop, and deploy, ready to use the application. Of course, the inventory management is just an example. you can use your own Excel file that could be related to something completely different. And anyway, we will see that it is very easy to customize the application once it is created. As an alternative, you can also, instead of starting from an Excel file, describe your application, but that's an alternative use. Okay, let's wait a few seconds. Should take probably less than 1 minute, so it should be almost done now. It's still designing the application. Okay, done. About 1 minute. Now the application is installed and ready to use. I just click here, open my app. Here we go. Okay. As you can see, AppifyText correctly understood the structure of the Excel file and translated it into a real web application, responsive, multi-user, with a lot of features. So we have our products here with SKU, name, description, and all the other fields. We have for each product the movements. We can see the suppliers, the whole list of movements. So as you can see, also relationships have been preserved. You have the classic CRUD features, so you can add elements, add items, update, so modify, delete. You have quick and advanced filters and other features. What about the dashboard? The dashboard has also been converted into dynamic widgets and charts generated directly from the data. All the values, even top-selling product that, if you remember, was just hard-coded text, is now a dynamic chart where we can see the top-selling products. Let me show that it is automatically updated when the related data changes. For example, filling cabinet generated 262 sales. All right, this is our dashboard chart. So let's see cabinet. Here we go. These are the related movements. I'm just changing the quantity for one of this movement. So instead of 82, just minus 82, just 2. Let's go back to the dashboard, and now, as you can see, the value is different, 182. Okay, right. And by the way, here you can see the actual SQL code, because the Excel file has been translated into a proper relational database, and on the top of the relational database there is a web application. So these are the SQL queries that the application is using to get this data, so that you can check it. And by the way, this is not a static result. As we said, we can customize the application. Maybe we can proceed this way as usual. So I will try to use the application and see if there is room for improvement, and then apply the improvements, the changes that we want to apply. So let's try to add a new product, so for example. So new product, SKU, well, just a random code, name, I don't know, iPad, description, iPad, Air, category electronics, cost 800, price 900. Okay, this is the first thing we'll need to change. Price plus tax should be automatic, should be a formula field. Here is at the moment is manual. Okay, I leave this blank, and then we'll take care of that. Position position A12, quantity stock for the moment 0, quantity reorder 10, for example. Save. Okay, now, so we said that this should be automatic, right? Then we can just describe the change here. Describe a change. I already have my prompt to use. In products, the price plus tax must be a formula. A formula field, as you can imagine, is a field that its value is not manually entered by users, is computed automatically. It must be a formula price multiplied by 1.05. So we assume to have 5% tax. All right, and then enter. Let's wait a few seconds. That's it. As you can see, price plus tax has been automatically computed. 9.45. In order to store this value, you need to actually save the record. So now is there. Please note that the price plus tax in the other records still contain the old values. So if you want to update it, considering the formula we have used, you have to save the records. Formula fields are very, very powerful, but to use it the right way, there are some aspects you should consider. So I will add a link in the description of this video with the chapter of the manual related to formula fields. The other thing I want to do here, well, first let's try to add a movement now. Okay, so we created a product. Let's add a movement. Create new item. Movement date is today. This is the product. Movement type, let's say in, and we buy 20 iPad from the supplier 001. Okay, so one thing we should fix here, movement type should be a radio button with in and out. All right, save. Okay, so two things to fix. One thing is the movement type that should be a radio button. The other one is that quantity stock should be automatically computed according to your movements, right? I will take care of this second part and I have written a prompt for that that I will paste here. Okay. In products, quantity stock must be a formula field. Again, a formula field. Sum of the quantity of the related movements. Sum of the quantity of the related movements. As you can see, I added a little note here. In movements, consider that out movements use negative quantities. Of course, this information is important to compute correctly the total quantity in stock. Let's try. If you remember the list of movements, in movements had positive numbers, out movements negative numbers. That is what I wanted to tell to the AI. So 20, correct? So 20, quantity stock 20. Maybe we can try to add just to see if it works. Now let's say that today we sell, so -2, no supplier, -2, and the quantity is now 18. All right, good. One additional thing I want to tell you is how to create a view. What is a view? Simplifying a little bit, you can think about a view as a virtual table based on one or more other tables. So, for example, here in products, I have a table, products table containing the data of all our products. Let's say I want a shortcut to see all the understock products. I can create a view for that. And I can just write something like create a view under stock products. This should be enough. So under stock products are the products whose quantity stock is less than quantity reorder. Okay, below quantity reorder. And here we go. We have our understock product that now is an element of our side menu. Obviously, this is updated automatically. So if you change something in the related tables, products and movements, this change is automatically reflected here. And of course, we could continue with our improvements. There are a lot of things we could do. We can impact on the layout. For example, we can change the colors. We can edit the forms. For example, changing labels, making a field required, changing the field type or the size of the text box. A lot of things, all by using the AI here. So just by describing the change, and as you saw before, in a few seconds the change is automatically applied to your application. Maybe the last thing I want to show you, just to show a completely different field type for each form we may have, for each field, we may have a lot of different field types. A field type that could be useful for inventory management is a barcode field type. So I'm going to just add a barcode field to products. Enter. Let's wait a few seconds as usual. And here we go, barcode. So a barcode is just a field that, according to a code, a string, a sequence of number, typically, for example, I can do something like this. Not only number, actually, generates literally a barcode. So here we have our code and the corresponding barcode. Okay, so now let me spend a few words about publishing or exporting this application. As you know, the application is ready to use. In fact, we are using it. However, the application is hosted freely on AppifyText for a limited period. At the moment, it's 2 weeks. If you want to continue using it, you have to export the application and import it somewhere. Where? On your computer, on your server, on your favorite cloud or hosting, wherever you want, basically. In order to do that, you need DaDaBIK. What is DaDaBIK? DaDaBIK is the no-code platform, let's say, that is running the application. So what you have to do is install DaDaBIK where you want to run the application, export from here, import there, and that's it. At that point, the application will be completely self-hosted. You can continue improving, modifying the application using the advanced app editor. Later I will tell you something about that. You can add your own domain name if you want, and if you need it, you can also add your own custom PHP and JavaScript code. If you click on Publish this app, you will see all the options you have to export the application. Let me tell you a few things about the users management. part, and then I will discuss briefly the advanced app editor. So by default, when you create an app on AppifyText.ai, a root user is created. The root user belongs to the admin group, so basically this user can do everything. However, depending on the application you create, AppifyText could create other users and other groups as well. And each user group can have different permissions. We will see that in the advanced app editor. So for example, a user group may be allowed to just read the movements, and another user group may be allowed to read, update, delete, and create. So it's very granular. Maybe it's important to point out also the fact that since we may have many users, there is a locking mechanism, so that if I'm editing this specific record, this specific products, and another user tries to enter and to edit the product, the system says the record is currently locked by another user. This allows your team to safely work on the same data. All the users created by default have password Appify. Of course, before publishing the app, before going in production, you must change the passwords or delete the users you don't need. What is the advanced app editor? It's a completely different part of the application. Only if you are logged in as an admin user you can see it, and from here you can do basically everything we did using AI here and more, but using a more manual approach, but still no code. So we have the data page where we can change our tables, the pages section where we can manage our menu. Also from here we can reorder our menu item. We have the form configurator where we can basically configure each form field with a lot of parameters. We have permissions. We mentioned this before. So here, for each table, page, view, and user group, you can set the permissions. Okay, and then, well, I won't go through all the sections of this advanced app editor. Let me just show the layout one. Here you can change the logo, the title. You have several theme, or you can just pick up your own colors for the layout, and so on and so forth. Let me go back to the application by clicking View this app. So let me spend a few words about the current limits of this new feature. This feature has been released about 1 week ago, and it will be improved also according to your feedback. By the way, back to the current limits. The first one is about formulas. Not all the Excel formulas are automatically converted when you create the application starting from Excel. For example, everything we had in the dashboard, so the formulas you may have in a summary sheet, for example, are automatically converted. But other formulas like price plus tax were not. So double check your formulas in your Excel file to see if it has been converted. But even if it's not converted, as you saw, it was very, very easy to implement the formula here. Second limitation is about the file size. Currently, there is a maximum file size. I don't want to tell you the exact size because I'm still deciding the limit to set. So I don't want to, tell something that maybe in a few days will change. And another limit is about the number of rows per sheet. So only a limited number of rows per sheet is read and then converted into table rows in the application. Okay, but even here I'm still deciding which is the right limit to set. So always check not only the number of rows that has been imported, but also check if the data has been correctly imported, regardless of the number of rows. Okay, so that's it for today, and see you next time. Ciao!